After the boys, all three of them married, it was just Vera and I again. I've continued to practice all this time. And it's just in us. We spend a lot of time with the kids to travel, join them. We found the opportunity for us to travel. We've always liked to travel. When the kids lived at home, we took them and traveled with them, and always traveled on our own. And then since then, we've done that. But our life has just been pretty much of the same thing that it was when the kids were there, but just without the kids under feet.
It's been a lot quieter. I don't have 10 loads of laundry to do every day, and I don't have to go out and buy 5 gallons of milk and 10 boxes of cereal. I miss them when they're not there, but still, it's at my age now, it's nice and it's quiet. We go out with friends to the movies, or we go to eat. We still travel. We travel a lot with Norman's sister, with Phyllis and her husband Ken. We've, in fact, we're going to New Orleans in a few weeks with them. They're fun to travel with, and they're fun to be with. We have some other friends that we travel with, that we enjoy being with. And we do travel with the kids some. We had our big trip with the kids last year. I turned 70 this past March. Norman will be 75 this coming 7/11. But we decided to take our trip last year because Mark talked to the fella that arranged for our safari, and he said, if you don't take it this year, he says, next year this trip will go up 20%. So we decided we would take our birthday trip last year before we turned. We took all the kids. My brother went, he's not married, and we went to Tanzania. We spent 2 weeks in Tanzania on safari, and we had an absolutely fantastic time. The kids loved it, and we loved it, and we each took, Norman, I think, took 1,300 shots. Barrick took a lot of pictures. My brother took a lot of pictures, and Mark rented a 400-millimeter lens that was like 1.5 feet long, a huge lens. And we would pull up, and he would start taking pictures. Then the people turned around and looked at his lens instead of the animals. I mean, he had to actually put it on something to support it because it was so big. And we just really enjoyed the trip. And Mark said one day when Zachary's old enough, it was such a great trip, he wants to take him back to see the animals. But we travel with them, and we enjoy it because they're a lot of fun to be with. We've always enjoyed being with them.
Luck has a lot to do with it. You think you know somebody when you first meet them, and you do what you think is right. You spend time together, and you try to make a judgment. As far as I'm concerned, I got lucky. I met a woman that I've spent 46 years with, and she's my friend, my wife, my soulmate. Drives me crazy, but it's never dull. We've had 3 kids. We enjoyed the 3 kids. We have enjoyed their wives. It's not something that you have any control over, really. You invest in your marriage and in your children what you can. You try to dedicate time and interest and hope that you give them some good insights. And you share. I'm wrong most of the time, and she tells me, and that's okay. That's part of it. I have friends who also have been married a long time, and we do compare notes to the extent that it seems to be a universal opinion that it really is the luck of the draw. If you just happen to meet the one that you can spend time with and you enjoy being with. And a lot of people, there's the lust and the love and the excitement, and sometimes it doesn't last. There's not that much to it. And so to sum it up, you kind of reap what you sow. As far as I'm concerned, I put the time in, the love to my kids, to my wife, and I've gotten back a whole lot more than I invested. So that's my view of what our 46 years have been.
I agree exactly with everything you said. I think you have to just, I think marriage is something you have to work at. It's not something that you just get married and you hope everything works out, because you see too many people that have been married for as many years as we have or more, and then all of a sudden they realize they stopped being happy together 20 years before, but they just didn't get divorced, and now they're getting divorced. And we have, in fact, it's funny because I'll say something and Norman will finish the sentence. It's like we know what each other is going to say. We have friends, we talk about it, who have been married the same length of time, if not a little longer than us, and we sit there and we say, you know, so-and-so got divorced. Well, he's been married for 50 years. And I just don't understand people that have lived together 50 years, what could happen that they got divorced unless it was something that they should have gotten divorced 30 years before. I think part of Norman's problem, the reason I yank at him sometimes is I keep forgetting when I tell him something, he doesn't hear. And I don't think he wants to get a hearing aid. But his eyes work real good. He had his eyes fixed. The doctor did that. And he has better vision than I do. And before he couldn't see either. Now that was the thing, he had his eyes fixed and his ears don't work. But I have to talk to his good ear so he'll hear me. And I'll say something and I'll say, didn't you hear me? Sister, you're talking to the wrong ear. But we have been together for so long, it's just like, I don't know what I'd do without him. Because he's just kind of like an appendage. And and that's why I tell kids, you have to work at something. It just doesn't happen. And what Norman says, it is lucky. When I first met him, that first date where he told me to go fix a salad, I never thought I'd be with him for 46 years, ever. But June 16th, this coming June 16th, it's going to be 47 years. Isn't it? Yeah, 47.
46.
46? Well, we're doing good. We're doing good. We'll make 50. Mark told me, he says, you know, Mom, he says, I'm saving my money now. I said, what are you saving it for? He says, you all will be married soon 50 years, and we're going to have a big party for you.